Hey there, kerbonauts! This is Dauntless Sam, and welcome back to Reach for the Stars, Episode 7. Previously, we landed on Minmus, collected some science, and we're going to head on back to Kerbin today. Get our science back onto Kerbin, and research some new parts and see where we're going to go next. Here we go. So as you can see, we are on Minmus, and I believe we should set a flag saying where this is. So I believe these are the lowlands. Yes, Minmus Lowlands. We'll keep that. We'll probably have to get rid of it, but because we already have similar observation in the capsule. So we're going to put this flag down saying it's Minmus Lowlands, so we know not to go here again if we ever want more science from Minmus. And there we go. Now for the fun part of getting back into the capsule without too much of a fuss. And already too much fuss. Grab, board, dump that experiment since we already have it. And we are going back to Kerbin. So this time we're going to launch and go in the correct direction rather than whenever we came back in, we were going in the wrong orbit. Because Minmus was spinning this way, counterclockwise, from this view. And we came in going clockwise, which made it quite difficult. So now for the fun part of trying to figure out which direction that actually is. But we are launching off of Minmus in 3, 2, 1, lift off. Take in our landing gear. I believe this is the correct direction. It looks like it. We already have a very high apoapsis. Oh no, that's the wrong way. Cut engines. I want to go this way. There we go. That way we can burn back in relation to Kerbin and burn this way, which will slow down our velocity in comparison to our home planet, because Minmus is orbiting this way. So we'll warp around. Preferably without crashing. Ah yes, can't forget. We have one more capsule of mystery goo to observe, which will give us another 40 science. Keep that data. Warp a little bit further around. And we are going to increase our velocity in relation to Minmus, which in turn will decrease our velocity in relation to Kerbin. And it brought us right back in. Now hopefully we won't have an encounter with the moon, though it would be an easy way to pick up more science. Is this bringing our opposite? Nope. We need to get back into Kerbin's sphere of influence, because I'm burning the wrong direction apparently. Bye, Minmus. We may be back. And there we are. We'll see how well we can kill our velocity to drop back to Kerbin from this point. Though we may need to wait until we're out here, which would make it very easy to drop our periaps. Though it seems it won't be so bad. And we could have had another encounter with Minmus, but we don't need that today. We are down to 1,000,000 meters, and we'll drop that. We'll bring our periaps down to 40,000, which I think will almost slow us down enough. We'll bring it down a bit more. 30,000 meters, or 30 kilometers, should be enough to slow us down. And I believe we will leave these stages on, so if we need to kill more velocity, even though we can drop them once we're in the atmosphere, so we don't have as much weight on the parachutes. So let's warp on over and get back home. Have our lovely science and see how much stuff we can research once we get back. Whoa, time warp. It's very dangerous. You see how quickly that came up, and time warp does not slow down immediately. So we're bringing it back in. There we go. We will watch this from the spacecraft. $500,000 meters. $400,000 meters. And we're entering the atmosphere in 40,000 meters. Unfortunately, we are on the dark side of the moon, which makes it a little less interesting to watch. But once we start getting those re-entry effects, it will be much more spectacular. We are hitting the atmosphere now. We are within the atmosphere. We have 30,000 meter up there. We will physical time warp for now because there we don't have very much atmosphere effect on the air or on the spacecraft right now. But once we hit 30,000 meters, we will begin to slow down quite quickly. As you can see, our apoaps is dropping because we are aerobraking right now. And here we go. We're starting to see re-entry effects. And you can see our velocity dropping quite quickly. And there we go. Apoaps back down. We are not leaving the planet after this. Fortunately, re-entry is not deadly, or else this would be completely overheated by this point. Dropping down. Hopefully we will make it to the day side of Kerbin before we hit the ground, because it'll make it much more interesting for you to see, though it does not look promising. This craft is trying to flip around. The weight's just a little bit off. Still seeing shock heating effects right now. And we're at 15,000 meters. We are below 500 meters per second, and it is dropping quickly. We don't have any more heating effects. Oh dear. Having some issues. Get those parachutes out. Oh, that was almost bad. See, we don't know how high these mountains are compared to the sea level rating. And yes, these hills are 700 meters up because parachutes open at 500 meters. Though fortunately, these parachutes are getting it so we are only dropping at 7 meters per second. I can give us a little bit of thrust. There we go. Though it looks like we may have lost a piece. No, we're good. Now, we're going to get Jeb out. We're going to plant a flag. Oh, yes, and in relation to how high he was jumping before, that's how high you can jump on Kerbin. That's how much less the gravity is here. So we're going to take a surface sample, which is 9 more science, take an EVA report, which is 2.5 more science, and plant a flag. Here we are. We made it back from Minty Minmus. Look at all of the science we found. Here we go. And hopefully we can get Jeb back in here. If not, we're going to have to recover him separately. And it may end up being that we have to recover him separately. Jump! Grab. Jump! Grab. No. Come on, Jeb. You can do this. Nope. Okay, you're running start at it. And jump! Ah, poor jump. One more shot and we'll just recover him separately. Does not look good for him. We're going to recover Jebediah Kerman first. And he brought back with him 11.4 science, which gives us a total of 99 science. And then back to our craft. Minus or bust. There we are. I'm going to go back to that. Though I suppose I could have hit the recover this vessel button. We still have all of our bits. We actually made it back with a reasonable amount of electric charge. And recover vessel. This vessel brought back 707.5 science on this mission, bringing us up to 807 total science. So we had quite a lot here. Now we'll go to the research center and see what we can unlock. Even though we did bring back quite a bit of science, we have lots to unlock. Unfortunately, quite a lot of stuff here. Ooh, science lab would be helpful. Now we do need more power, because we don't have any way to generate power other than firing engines, which, if you're just orbiting somewhere, you don't want to change your orbit by firing the engines. And it takes a lot of fuel to generate power. Some probe cores, some control surfaces, some more fuel tanks. That's a large fuel tank, I believe. Small fuel. And RCS, that would be helpful. And the small, large engine parts. So let's see, we've got all of these cost 90. So we'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 parts. So we should be able to unlock all of these in the row. So we'll start with that. because the price starts to jump up quite quickly, and we'll have to do quite the large mission. Small stuff? Those would be handy, but not today. Small gear bay. And there are the advanced electrics. We only have 87 science, so we won't be able to get any further than this. I want these. I want to start making some space stations. So we'll need another 80 or 73 science to unlock this. But that will be in another episode. But we've got a lot ahead of us. As you can see, we have explored the Kerbal system, or the Kerbin system. We still need to land on the moon, which seems like it may be quite a bit more reasonable now that we have more parts unlocked. So next time, we will be shooting for the moon in Reach for the Stars in Kerbal Space Program version 0.23. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked the video, please do like the video. If you would like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button. And if you think anyone else would enjoy this video, don't be afraid to share it. This is Dauntless Sam. Thanks for watching.